you know, you just sit there and say, fuck it. Like, what? I want to die and say I never tried again. And for 30 years you carried around, what would it look like? Like, that's literally what it became, right? It's like, I wonder what it would look, you just constantly, every day, what would it look like? What would it look, every day, it was just, what would it be like to do that again as you progress along that pursuit? And then, you know, then all of a sudden the thing starts kind of taking shape in certain pieces of the life and performance side and the physique side and the psychology and the timing, and you just eventually all these things laid out, you're just like, well, hang on, like the clouds have parted here, like this is your shot. Like you talk all the time about what would it be like? So here it is, it's like right here. It's not 3 months from now, it's like right fucking now. The Orange County Convention Center is the second largest convention center in the United States. It's huge.
What is?
Where the show is. The convention center. Like this facility. Here. Here. This is the second largest convention center in the entire United States. I mean, that's what it's coined now, right? It's like classic physique, which is the outcome, arguably, if you listen to what Pat was talking about, is just, you know, high level athlete that has quite a bit of muscle. All this athletics for all these years. It's not, to me, that unreasonable that you just take this 11 weeks, you know, and you forge all that a particular angle, and you should be able to get there. So now, I don't know how you do this. Type in, you know, you go to Google and then Google Florida gyms.
There. These are all the gyms.
Okay.
By Spring Hill. Planet Fitness, Art and Religion, that's where all the guys are at right now.
Are they? Really? So it looks like the place to go.
Well, it's up to you.
So, it seems like it's coming off, But there's moments of panic. Like earlier this week, I was like, oh, I don't know. And then there's a natural response to start saying, oh, I gotta reduce the calories and all this. But it's like, no, this is where the old school is gonna come in. You don't just diet yourself into condition and become a zombie on calories, right? Like it's like, no, go and put in the caloric activity to allow you to consume calories, to do it, to fuel it, and what you fuel through that activity then will burn off what you need to, right? It's just a self-fulfilling cycle of athleticism and fitness. And then if you do it in a way, it ends up with a physique. Pat was asking, questioning, whatever, or just advising us. I mean, I'm training hard and a lot and all that, and that's the good part. But at the same time, he said, you watch how much water you drink. Good day.
Why, you want more?
No, less. But he just doesn't want an over amount. It's like your body's, trying to tighten up. You keep filling up with water beyond what it needs.
Look at this dude.
Oh, hard work it. I make all my food.
Get the dog.
What the dog doing?
The thing that I'm most aware of, which is probably most unique about this at my age, and particularly the journey to get here with size, 250 pounds and rugby and these weird things, right? Like I had legs 35-inch, like you're like Elastoman, right? Like your skin has to get bigger or smaller, right? So this has gone out and in. At this particular stage, what I'm most sensitive to, which the boys don't have to deal with, is the tightness of the skin around these insertions as they really start to shrink, right? As they lose fat. And that's where I'm really sensitive to the speed of the fat loss, or I guess the fat loss in particular, is if I had to crash land this thing in like 2 weeks from way out, because the condition was way off, I think that'd be just a disaster. Because what'll happen is I can probably shed the water, maybe even the fat, but the skin will hang, right? Like it'll be like a hot dog that's half in the fucking wrapper and half's out, and the other stuff's like floating around. And it's a real thing. So I'm very conscious of some certain spots, and I notice it even down here on the legs. Well, did you try that hair whip or anything similar to that, or did you just shave that one time?
I did a hair thing, removable cream on my thing, leg. It worked.
Does it work?
Yeah.
So I'll have to get some. And that's the part that's probably the most, I would say, stressful for me. But that's the part that kind of bothers me, or is more unclear than anything else. Like, I just don't see the path on it. And the fact that the boys are going to help in the production in capturing it, and so I'm working through that. Like like in one way, I guess the title of dad, father, husband, like, it's obviously still there. But I think I've got to wrap my head around, like, the other one is, like, I have to be treated just like an athlete, like just a third party here. And so, when the boys make these comments or whatever, I sometimes get a little bit agitated, because I was like, well, you can't say that, I'm your dad. They're not speaking to it from that, but they're saying, like, they just have an opinion about you as an athlete wanting to do it. And that's a bit harsh sometimes, like, for me to kind of work through.
Can't believe your show's even on pay-per-view.
I'm not.
Lord have mercy.
I'm not sure what Walter's struggling with. It's literally the biggest bodybuilding show in the world.
I don't know if I'm ready to. I don't know.
It's the biggest show in the world.
George, what are your thoughts on if Dad shows up looking like a piece of garbage? And he's gonna be on paper for millions of people to see. How do you think people are gonna react seeing you, knowing that their father?
I think I move out.
Yeah, I am too.
Come on in. You look like boss character from Jurassic Park or whatever, eh? Hey, hang on.
Mom's on meeting.
Yeah, we gotta. Mom's wedding. 1 week, 2 weeks. I mean, I think it is 11. The registration. I don't know how the process is for this. My guess is what I want to do is I want to register. I would think early in the morning. The psychological piece, as you look down at your arms, you look at these things, and they literally feel like they're like I feel like my arms right now are like 9 inches big. It's a weird, and Pat and I were talking about that. He knows the psychology, and when it kicks in, you start questioning. I don't know. It's a fascinating physiological experiment, right? Plus psychological. But this isn't an athletic performance sport. This is an athletic presentation sport. So at the end of the day, whether I bench 600 pounds or 6 pounds, it doesn't really matter. What matters is how you present yourself from a physique standpoint, right? The condition. And to get in that kind of condition, at the end of the day, the math requires, doesn't matter how much crank you take, steroids, human growth hormone, you can load it all up. If you don't put in the work, nothing's going to happen. You got the full dose of California, Venice, Santa Monica history from Pat. And honestly, I would venture in all of Canada, just due to demographics, I bet you there's less than, if a dozen maybe, that would have that knowledge base of like first-hand exposure to that period. And then, to have Luke come up, but he's rattling off all these names. I mean, I grew up just devouring those names. And it's funny now I guess I get a chance to talk about a lot of this stuff that just kind of gone on as whatever just happened in life and stuff. But I used to work at the Canadian Tire on the west side, and it's like it's a bizarre interest or activity or whatever you want to call it. But then I would, at lunchtime, I would just look forward to walking across the street. So it's not like it was already convenient, but I walked across the street and there was a Kohl's or something in there. And they would have like the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding or any of these books. And I'd just stand there and rifle through these books, like lunch hour after lunch hour. And then if there was a new magazine, I'd read those. And the people he's talking about were the pictures in there. And so it was just weird. You heard that this guy in Saskatoon was connected to that scene, and it was through Ironworks. And the other crazy part about the whole thing, Jeff and I talked about it, is some of the guys that I really, and a lot of us at that time idolized, and they're not much older, like they're within 5 years of us, because if we're 51, these guys are 53, 55. Some of these guys have got some serious health issues now. I mean, I fully get it. Like if you're the best at something multiple times, I mean, you've lived a life, right? Like you lived a full life. And if on the other side of it, you're kind of wrecked as a physical vessel, or as a person, I think I can wrap my head around the trade-off that you were the best though at the time, versus being average or doing not doing that to your maximum potential, maximum peak, and then some would argue maximum valley. And then some of these guys have actually died.
Ironworks Gym is celebrating 9 years in the art of bodybuilding. This means it's your chance to reward yourself. Come to Ironworks Gym and save $9 a month on your membership fee. That's $27 for 3 months, $54 for a 6-month period, and $108 saving for an annual Ironworks membership. The longer the membership, the bigger the savings. Ironworks Gym, for a down-to-earth, dedicated approach to bodybuilding. A rock-solid deal. Ironworks Gym, a true bodybuilder's gym.
Walter's coming here, and his buddies are there too. Okay. So we'll have to ignore I said the trailing giraffe. I feel like there's a giraffe part guy walking around.
And we're smiling. And we're crouching.
Well, I can tell you, I'm not going to change anything.
Yeah.
There's no point. So.
Yeah, it's all working. Big 7.
The diet side.
Because it's been your structure this whole time. I'm not changing anything.
Yeah, no, I
just might look at rearranging something. Maybe if it needs to. If it's not, and you're structured right, You just keep honing it down.
Okay, no.
You get to a point and your mind starts playing games with you and you start going, oh my God, I'm not going to be ready. Oh my God, oh my God.
I went through that this week.
Yeah, but you got a lot of other things going on right now that you're working on too. Right?
I don't want to look back and literally have that where I felt I could and I didn't take the shot. I'm at a point now, like I can't do it. I can't function with it. And it's not obviously for everything. There's lots of things you just can't run around and I want to do this, I want to do all that, right? But we're talking 11 weeks. 11 weeks. I'm not dropping everything else. I'm going to try to hold the whole fort down. But at the same time, after 30 years thinking about it, directly, indirectly, working towards it, indirectly, and then you get presented this thing. To me, it seems so logical.
In an hour, it gets up to about 130. So, yeah, over 50. I think you're going to sweat like buckets now.
It's good.
So, yeah, it's good.
All right.
Tally ho. Well, this is an actual recovery thing. Because when you get training so hard, you get lactic acid and everything, even though you're eating right. And when you can do something to flush it out, it's like a reset for your body. And then you'll relax.
Putting on a pretty good sweat performance now, but I think this will work actually. I think this will clean out a lot of the junk and kind of give you a full or an empty tank to fill back up with a lot of good stuff throughout the week. So I think this is a good idea. But holy mackerel, talk about sweating. Not attractive.
Because bodybuilding's never been accepted as a sport, even though you train as hard or harder than any other athlete. To what? To look good. When like something like this, which is kind of obscure, if you want to say that. But with your body, it's understanding yourself. Because you can be head down training and not paying attention, right? Because you're driven so much by just go by. It's not. That's why I said you need somebody that's back there that when you ask them, what do you think, they tell you the truth. And then you go, okay, and then you work on that, right? You don't have the guy, oh, you look fantastic, you're great. You're not in shape and you don't look good and you're just hearing what you want to hear rather than hearing what you should hear. Because when you're depleting, your skin gets loose because there's a gap. Because your muscles have lost the glycogen, they shrink. Yeah, you have all the thickness, we just kind of tighten it down.
Bring it all together.
Yeah. So you got to do more twisting, lots of twisting. Like a stick twist, I used to do 3,000 a day.
But my concern is, I have a thicker waist. I don't want to. I've been
Doesn't matter.
trying to go this way versus
No,
rotation.
just listen.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of this. Middle, get rid of this. Twisting. Twisting not going to build it up. It's going to fine it down. It's going to rip it down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Your tummy and your waistline is going to come down. Then you're going to look wider.
Okay. But
Your legs are going to look bigger.
So I'm not going to end up with thicker obliques.
Oh fuck no. Never, sorry.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't happen. If you did sets of 10 with heavy weight, yeah, that bulk you up.
Yeah,
No,
just
you do
high
1,000 reps.
High volume.
1,000 rep sticks. So I do standing 1,000, bent over 1,000, and then sitting on a bench with my legs hooked 1,000 every day. That was my cardio. Again, certain types of training.
Yeah.
Not cardio on the treadmill, not on a bike, because that burns your legs down, that burns everything else. This refines your waistline. We'll bring it right down. So that's why when you carb deplete, you're getting rid of all the excess, if you are close, any excess fat layer, because you're going to ketosis and your breath smells awful. When you breathe on it, you almost smell drunk. So basically, when you're carb depleting, you're taking, say, 100 grams of carbs out, putting 100 grams of protein in, but you're substituting, right? Calorie load stays the same because you've been running on that, so your body likes that. But now you're starting to defuel your muscle cells. You're still giving it the calories to run, but you're not giving it fat then either. So you're changing. So what happens is your muscles kind of shrink in essence to a point when you're still training hard, and it's mentally crazy because you go from looking good, vascular, skin's tight, to looking flat. Your veins are flat because you have no carbs, and you get loose. But then when you start carving up, you take out 100, you put in 200, you double it up. So you've created a void in your body that said no energy, no energy, no energy. And then all of a sudden you start coming up, here you go, have some of this. Oh, more. And it hoards it like a worst hoarder you ever knew. So when you do it properly, then the muscles refill. Then they expand outward, your skin tightens down and your vascularity just comes out because now you got some carbs and energy into your body, and it just works. So now, like in '86, that morning when I woke up, it's like the best boner you ever had, except it's your whole body. Like all your skin tightened down and all your veins come out, and you stand up and you look in the mirror as your body, the vascularity starts coming out, and you're just like, holy mackerel.
Yeah, on the people side, this isn't easy for everybody, for sure. I mean, it's creating some stress probably on all the relationships I've got. Hopefully, again, becomes more positive in the long run, but appreciate everybody. Yeah, and I guess just getting used to giving these updates. I mean, it's a bit weird. I'm doing it buck naked, sitting on a stool here in a sauna in a gym, but anyway, I guess this is the reality people always talk about. Don't filter things. Well, this one is not filtered. And I also got to figure out how I'm going to send this. I haven't even thought of that, but got to get these weekly videos going, so this will be part of one. Sending the daily weigh-ins. Also started practicing posing today.
And I mean, the posing is what it is. It's comparison, so you're judged by individuals compared to each other. Like everybody does the same thing with relaxed rounds, with compulsory poses, and then you pick music that you want to use for your posing routine. You put poses together that makes you look the best. Like Arnold had such incredible poses because he knew exactly how to pose his body to make it look the best. You'd never catch him doing something that made him look bad. Like in Pumping Iron, when Louis and his dad are arguing about poses. No, Dad, that makes me look small. I need to be big. And he's right. But when I talked to him when he was here, I asked him about that whole stuff in the movie. And I said to him, was that real or was that just put on for the movie? He goes, oh no, that was real. But Arnold wasn't as big as he looked because of his structure. Because he had wide shoulders, had big pecs. So he made himself look so much wider. Like me, my shoulders aren't wide enough, but my taper's really good. So I fixed it by making my waist smaller to lose the problem that I have with width of shoulders. Like some guys have, like, as we used to call them, barn door shoulders. They're just like, whoa! You're like, holy, massive looking guy. Because they look so much bigger than they are. Because it's an illusion. Bodybuilding is totally an illusion. So when you put your body together in a special way, and everybody, holy smokes, on stage with everybody else your own weight class or your own height class, and then you see them off stage, holy smokes, you're not that big. On stage they are, because they're compared to their peers.
Anyway, can't really stand looking at myself at this point, so I'll probably shut it down. And man, it's a hairy, nasty looking old guy chest. So anyway, I'll pick it up later, possibly today on our dog walk. Some thoughts around that, but anyway, I guess video log number 1 in camp. Campaign on.
Boom, big lads, man. C-bone, wait, what is it? C-bone trailer? What?
So then this stanza coming up here?
I'm pretty sure Stephen used this. Oh wait, no, it's not.
It's not. It's not the same thing.
Oh no,
Good.
thank God.
But
I still feel like
was
it's
a
gonna
little
be
pissed
something
there for a
similar.
second. So this is where the stanza kicks in.
No, it's not.
That one's it though.
It's not the same song.
That's what I was thinking.
What I'm thinking is,
So
at the very beginning, there's gonna be him walking
So Ryan,
downstairs, but it's gonna keep on cutting out to him doing something heavy. Then
Yeah.
it come back
Yeah.
to him walking down the stairs.
That's exactly what I saw.
Yeah.
Do you just steal my ideas?
This is the classic part. This is the building part.
Yeah.
When there was doubt, I ate it up. And this one, suck this thing up with this, and I'll have a big time vacuum and just spit it out. Just, boom, just drop the abs on that. And I've got
abs, oh Lord.
and then
Oh,
and then I
God.
stood too tall. And then it finished right there on that note.
But is that a minute is what I'm asking?
Back for vlog number 3. 3 weeks into this. And 35 minutes into this hour-long session. So, quick update. The overall progress in terms of weight is headed in the right direction. Last couple of days, got up in the morning and weighed in at 194.6. So, I wanted to be at 195 by yesterday and today, and done that. So now the issue is keeping that pace and then getting everything to tighten with it, so it's not just a weight loss, but it's actual conditioning in the right direction. So that was a conversation with Pat today too. One interesting piece to all this is our oldest son and I, Walter, continue to have a really good, productive, what do you want to call it, but heated debate about the process here of competing. And I will say this because it'll be interesting to look back and see how this all plays out.
I was gonna run, you were gonna jump, we were gonna slip on out of that slump. I was gonna race, you were gonna win, start at first place and leave this town again. I was gonna fly, you were gonna show, we were gonna be somebody's, and now I'll never know. It's just a
See, I just don't think he understands how hard this sport is, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like a 3-month prep is not ideal with his gene and his body and his, and his age. I don't know, it just might be, it's gonna be a tough look, I think. But if he really thinks he can pull it off, and by all means give her, but if I was like, if you had to be totally honest with yourself, you're just nowhere near as ready. You're not dry enough, you're not tight enough. You don't even look like a bodybuilder. He looks like a guy who's just trying to lose weight. That's all he does. That's what he's, if you think about it, every morning he's just like, here it is, 2 pounds lost. Like, okay, good for you, but you want to start looking like one now?
You know, fair enough, he wants a highly competitive situation and is expressing concern about whether I'll get there. And I said, you know, there's no backing out. And that's the debate is, you know, should you, if you don't think you're ready, pull up the pin on this at any point? And I said, no, I mean, you signed up and you made that decision that you were going to see it through when you put pen to paper. So unless you get injured, even then you maybe want to try to work on it, but no, you got to take the consequences, the rewards, and the lessons and the failure. So anyway, that's an emotional struggle, I guess, for him, and it's weighing on me a bit. Like, it's in my head, so just spin it around to inspire me more to get my shit together and really and be competitive.
It's just annoying sometimes because I want to do it, and him thinking he knows it all, and he doesn't, and then he's gonna try and prove it to me. It's just like, yeah. I don't know. I like, by all means, like, good hustling. Like, I honestly, like, he's putting in work, which is fine. I respect that, but you just need to come clean with yourself and tell yourself, like, you're not legitimately gonna be stage ready. He should just do it for himself, not us. Because I think he's trying to do it for us, but realistically, if he was trying to do it for us, I would say he shouldn't do it.
Appreciate Walter's concern, and like I said, he wants to do well himself in the future and wants a good starting point, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Obviously, first and foremost for myself and for what comes from it, but to set an example of, you know, you make that commitment for a moonshot, you're gonna launch. If you fail, you feel in front of everybody, but if you don't, you also get the benefit of the acknowledgement, rewards, and you know, hopefully show a path for others that things are possible. So anyway, it's not a whole feel-good story here, it's just an interesting home dynamic.
If a mere observation can change a subject,
This aggravates me.
cut through this bullshit subtext. There's so
Fathers
much
and sons,
I
eh?
want to tell you in context. I'm not trying to start a contest. I've seen the future in the way we're dancing. No questions asked, just taking chances. Anything you need, babe, go romance it. Break that heart, let someone enhance it. 'Cause I make you laugh. I'll keep you younger than sin.
Yes, there were times I am sure you knew when I bit off more than I could chew. I course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I am sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew, and through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way.
Hey, Orlando, October 6th. We're coming. We're coming.
Are you kidding me? Probably the best part of the day is getting that liquid in. It's amazing, you just can see the body filling up. I'm going to put some of this cream on. Get all this mother skin to tighten up. Thanks to Ronnie Coleman. So I'm using this stuff on his Instagram. See that shot? Holy cow. It's going down. I put this lump. That's from the third COVID shot at Moderna. This thing got about this big yesterday. See that, eh? That acid burned right through my hands. That's that near hair removal. Left it on too long. One more big one here. Calves and hamstrings. And then thighs. Last. Work it whatever works.
And the precious yellow metal, gold.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get you caught up on some of the other headlines that investors are going to be talking about today. First up, United Airlines will fire nearly 600 workers who decided not to get vaccinated. And Netflix says that it's purchased video game developer Night School Studio. The studio's games will become the first non-mobile game titles for Netflix.
morning.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm done.
Just twist to the whole thing.
Oh. Oh.
We'll just get through this.
Oh yeah.
We'll just,
You don't need to stack a shit ton of weight on anything today.
no, so exactly. I just want to work through this like all day today, so that we got one last amount of fuel to just smash it down and forward.
Last one.
All right, well, good luck with it.
Yeah, thank you.
You did the work, so we'll see what happens.
Exactly.
All right, we'll see. Good luck.
Okay. Appreciate everything. Okay. See you in Yep. All right.
That's all there is.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. How's it going? Good, and you? Watching for you, but I missed you.
Thanks for coming.
Where you go? Well, are you ready for this? Yeah. Okay, good. Well, we'll be fun for you. One more.
Okay, thanks.
Good luck. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Okay, see ya.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Well, good. Good.
Shuttle stops. Please exit and follow the signs to baggage claim.
Do you play? Do you see? Already just to get this room is a blessing. So no complaints. Well, there you go. Market item.
Market item, so you just want a market item so you can take
Oh,
the icon.
the blue? Yeah. I don't know. We're from the same area in Canada, so maybe that's what's in the water. Home sweet home. Oh. So we're to the end. That's a wrap on day one in Iron Religion. We'll be back. Some groceries on the way back. Okay. Thanks, Mark.
Of course, man.
Nice to meet you. Appreciate the gym.
Meet you, bro. Of course.
Yeah. So you saw how many Olympians are in there, eh? The actual Mr. Olympia from 2 years ago is in there. Brandon Curry.
No, you have to be like Raphael to fight. His Curry is so long.
If you are aspiring for greatness and exceptional moonshots, I mean, obviously you're talking about the best of the best. So there's nothing wrong with that. But if it doesn't happen, you know, you gave it a crack. And the other part is, I mean, I've always thought of it that way too. Like, what kind of learning and benefit can you get from the from the process of being in the arena. Like that was the whole debate that Walter and I had. So like regardless of what I do, right? Like being down in that gym today, he could have seen Raleigh Winkler right there. He could have seen how this goes, all this kind of stuff. He could be right in the mix, but his entire thing was, I don't want to go down there because the result could be a fucking disaster. I said, well, fine, but you're missing the opportunity to be in the arena for all this learning. I gotta get spray tan appointment at 6:15. First one on Tuesday night, and then back again here the day of the show at 6:15 in the morning. Okay, so just kick it up to wherever you can maybe do the whole back, which I don't know. Let's see if there's hair anywhere. If you're gonna get your kid off in front of the world, I guess. It's becoming a bit real and surreal, right? States does things big, eh? There's a mentality around that too, right? Not afraid to fail. And even if I rolled up tomorrow, I don't know if I'd be like totally Eddie the Eagle out of place that badly. Like, on a relative basis, maybe. I don't know. But I really don't want that. Like I want that part that's attached to the whole American mentality of a big vision and then a big execution against it. And like that, like it's probably a little bit ingrained too, wanting to, showcase the ethic that comes from a small part of the world, like Saskatchewan, Saskatoon, and all that kind of stuff, where people say like nothing's coming from that. And so you got to believe that whatever your culture is back home, like that's ultimately what hopefully carries the day as you roll up to the big stage. And you want, for me, I'd love to represent that properly. But it goes back to the point that for everyone that doesn't understand it, hasn't seen it, I think the boys, I mean, I've done this 30 years every day. Every fucking day. In the most bizarre places in the world, at the weirdest times, in the weirdest scenarios. Like every single day. And nobody, there's people out there like that. Like that is ingrained in them, whatever their pursuit is, right? Whatever their art or whatever their whatever. But you can't shut it off. So I got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, figure it out. Train and prepare. Comparative standpoint, I'm not going to have that hardness, but there's the whole physique flow in a way that catches your eye enough to say, okay, well that person on a relative basis to others has a package that is a bit more appealing. And you know, and that's the thing I've got to really. Well, that's where the anxiety comes from. So when I did this 30 years ago, I truly felt like I had the conditioning to go with the package. So then I didn't really care about all the comparative with the steroids or harder or whatever. I just believed that, you know, what I had would carry the day. In this particular case, it's been such a long time, and does the whole thing kind of come together? Not bad, it seems, but certainly the conditioning is not there compared to everybody else. This time around, I find that the thinking is a lot more involved than it was the first time. First time, I just bashed through it. The body's able to really respond to all this stuff. This one here, you've got to think about all the steps, and more disciplined, because your body gives you what it can, but it's not as much as it used to be.
Hey, he did. He made it in one piece.
Oh, I'm tired. Still got some more school to do too. You good? Good. International traveler? Yeah. Oh, for you. Pretty enjoyable, eh?
You just keep on cooking through it.
How do you go back?
I don't go back. Oh yeah. That's cool.
Starting to build up.
That's cool.
I plan each charted course, each careful step byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes.
We're within 30 minutes of knowing whether I'm officially in or if I've wouldn't it be unreal if I got on the scale and I was over that posing that I did in the bathroom? You know, I have 60 seconds. It's fascinating. It's 60 seconds I'm given with no music, no what's the word? Instruction, direction. But I basically walk out on stage and I've got 60 seconds to get through the 4 compulsory poses, however I want to do it. And then, and that's it. And they start matching you from there with everybody else. So you have to do it quickly, you have to do it confidently. And so, like, when you think about it, it's 15 seconds for each full pose out of 4. So if you're trying to do transitions and everything, you've got to have a rhythm. So I had to figure out how long I sit on each of these poses. And then practicing in the bathroom, it's very, very tight there. So it forces you to be on point. It's good.
PC card, and only the competitor comes to me. No entourage, no family, no friends. You gotta do this on your own. Yes, sir.
Honestly, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I'm about to be benching 3 plates in the. This man. Well, I'm about to just. Kind of want to smoke everyone here. Just show them what I got, guys. Get on stage.
Oh, it's just going to see where he goes at. Did you hear the fiasco? Fuck. I missed height.
What's that mean?
I'm in the wrong class. I was in the wrong class. So we almost did have a catastrophe. So listen, so I go, all my whole life I've been 5'7", joking 5'8". This is a good story. I get on there first and they do your height. And the guy goes, what class are you in? I said, class B, open class of physique. He said, well, are you sure? I said, yeah. He goes, well, you're not tall enough. I said, what? He said, you're not 5'7". So I said, I'm not 5'7". He said, there's no way you're going to be 5'7". You're 5'6" and 3/4. And then the guy goes, well, you better get on the scale because you have to make weight for the class below. So I'm like, holy shit. Which is, I got to be under 175. No, we got a fucking problem. So I get on the fucking scale, 175. I missed the category. I'm too fucking short. No, I'm dead serious. Guess what? I made the fucking weight on the nose for the class below, 175. Can you believe that? So I made it. I'm in the class below at the absolute top. Exactly. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. If I'd been telling people 5'8", I'm not even 5'7". Jesus. So anyway, you've been amazing because if I had not followed all this stuff, it wouldn't have been like this. So now, sorry, good. I was just gonna say. So now I'm outside the Hyatt Regency. I have literally held off on. I haven't even taken any water or anything because I wanted to check with you. Yeah. So I made weight. Yeah, so we've done it. So now my point, I guess, to you is this. When I was posing this afternoon and I sucked out all this water, like I was so hot from the sun, I came in and I posed on a like a real repetition basis for 22 sets of 13 minutes non-stop, all this kind of stuff. I mean, I've dug into that lower like glove handle on the bottom, like to the point I was starting to feel the pain because it was like really starting to pinch it, and I'm like, okay, this is exactly where I want to be. So I guess my question to you is that there's no amount of pain that could bother me right now, no amount of discomfort. None of the stress, there's no suffering. I'm prepared to go as extreme as possible. My question is, I'm set up actually because I had that chicken to keep the plan the same. I'm happy to go back to the hotel, have my amino energy, no calories, with my ephedrine and all that, go to the gym, do my twists, right, and just dig this back end corner out a bit more, and then come back, fully depleted, and then start the carb loading after that. Would that be okay? Yeah. Okay, well, so that's what I'm going to do. I won't even bother you again. Maybe I'll call you after I have my meal and how I feel. But I'm going to go and train, come back, and I'm going to have the 100 grams of combined between the brown rice cakes and the bananas, and I'll take out 50 grams of chicken and keep everything else the same and enjoy the evening. It's awesome. Yeah, no, thanks a lot, Pat. This is fun, actually. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, take it easy. Thanks a lot. Bye. Let's go. We're gonna tear this thing apart one more time. Right, when I was here, I had this feeling, I literally had this. I just had this sense. I better pose today. Hard. Like even though the weight was at the gym and all that was showing low, right? Like this is the thing, for people think that this stuff, oh yeah, it's luck or it's fate. It's not. It's because we over prepared a little bit, or we prepared properly, so that if some twist or curveball is thrown your way, you can be agile. It's not the end of the world. So this is the one, looking at the camera, the one point I would make out of all this stuff is, learn to enjoy being comfortably uncomfortable through being prepared and constantly pushing, constantly campaigning. Because you just never know what's going to pop up. You're going to need it, and you got to seize it. And in this case here, we seized it, and it's in our favor now. Like the winds have really changed in our favor. So, very cool. Very cool. Let's get a buzz on. Let's get a buzzsaw on. Rip this last little bit of fat off. Chance tomorrow too. Being this depleted right now, it's perfect. Perfect. Go and get it. This is the competitive part I like. Honestly, this is the enjoyable part. It's like, okay, who is prepared? Who's prepared to do what is needed to do? Thanks, Jeff Marshall. Jeff Marshall was the one person through the whole thing said to me, every time I would get doubt about reaching this stage, he goes, the one comment he made was, since we started training, so this is now 18 months of it, about whatever, June of last year. He said, every number I've ever projected for him, whether it's weight, body weight, in the future to become my weight, body weight, or our lifting weight in repetitions, well in advance, every single number. He goes, John, every number you've ever predicted has come true to the pound. Months in advance, you said we'd be at this, and we were at that. He says, so you're always getting these numbers. and it calmed me down after. He goes, you know, the 30 years of calculations and knowing, it's the experience. And so I said to him, I said, when I do the math, going way back before I even talked to you, well, like end of June, 220, 45 pounds. But what's amazing is I'm 5 pounds over what I competed at in Moose Jaw in 1991, 170. But I have so much more jack on here now. So I should be competing now, like when I flesh out, geez, I don't know, like about one, I don't know, I don't, like the balloon effect, I don't have a feel for. That's it, 2 more sessions. All right. Banana and rice cakes and distilled water. What the whole Rio situation is, I mean, I'm gutted. Like, there's no, you know, I wish George wasn't here for this. I wish I wasn't here for this. But it's, nobody planned it, and it's life, and my emotions, everyone's emotions, you can't undo what's happened, right? Like, it's done. So we'll all get through the emotional stages, you know, in different ways. As far as I'm concerned, that's done. I'm on here. I came here for a reason, and that's what I'm focused on. The thing with Rio will be with me forever, and I have all the time to work through that. And working through that will be important, but has no, in my mind, bearing on, there's no change. Like, he's gone. And everything that happened up to that point, and the whole relationship I had with him, and everything, it's there, it'll always be there. So I'll just deal with all that stuff later. What's not, or what requires the focus and attention is what we came here to do. And so it's funny, but the irony of the campaign on is super fucking important to me now. It's like, yeah, you got a campaign on. I mean, this is life. You go to battle, or some you lose your friend, your, you know, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, what are you gonna do? You just got to keep rolling. So I'm good. I'm fine with all that. We got to respect George's school and how he feels and stuff like that. It's no problem, so we'll just handle that. But I'm good with everything. Okay, like, we're here for a business, and we're gonna take care of it. And I feel good about taking care of it. You know, that's the other thing. It's not like, I mean, he doesn't give a shit. He's gone. But I can tell you, you know, his role, even in doing all this, every day was a reason for me to go and walk and all that kind of stuff, right? And running all these years, I ran with him. Although a couple times he ran away from me, but I mean, it would be disrespectful to sit and not finish this. Like, you know, his contribution to this point of opportunity is a big deal. So I'm gonna fucking take it. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna really say about that. So I need to figure out where I'm at on the the carb situation here. What I do need to do is work through B, C, A, so I've had one brown rice cake. Morning. I mean, this is a real trick. If you get it right, you just expand. If you get it wrong, you just smooth out like the Michelin Man. The muscle is all the same. It's just how much blur there is on the water. And when the water goes into the muscle cell, again, there's guys that know this probably, but my sense is, if you get it right, the muscle cells fill up, or water stays inside the cell, and the subcutaneous space between the cell and the skin is very tight, giving you good vascularity. You end up with an imbalance, it's too much or something, and that water is sloshing around, I believe, between the cell and the skin, and then you just smooth out. Wow. I've been running low calories for so long. I trained right up to it yesterday. Then go sponge this stuff. We'll see. Sure. Thanks for coming.
No worries.
It means a lot. Okay, thanks so much.
Wouldn't miss it.
Everything. Thank you. All right. Good luck. See you on the other side.
Oh, come on, let's go! Let's go, John! Come on! Come on, John, let's go! Push it! Yeah. Push it, come on! Wide, wide! Keep it wide, come on! Look at that.
It wouldn't have made a difference, I don't think. But yeah, that was disappointing. It's good, it's humbling. Thanks for hanging in there.
It's good.
For you, for Walter, everybody has to go through to understand how your body reacts to these things. Anyway, I wish I'd done a bit better.
It's almost like you need a free run.
Yeah, I'd say probably 30 years in between is.
Things will change a little bit in your body too. You gotta remember that.
No, exactly right. Yeah. But anyway, I hope I wasn't. Hope I wasn't like a total embarrassment.
No.
Anyway,
Torrid.
thanks for coming. Thanks. I'm really sorry.
Awesome.
And thanks to you.
Hey, no worries.
I'm standing up there and going, fuck, Jeremy's just going, what the fuck, why did I fly all the way here to see this guy standing in the fucking shadows?
Okay.
Include all the nude, but this just, again, it's just amazing to see the condition. Like, this is why I want to stay in this as long as I can. But just look, give me out, you can see. Like, that's not what I had yesterday. Which is fine, but, you know, I mean, it's there. But yeah, like, look, just look at this here. Do you see the way he's just, it's everything is, you know, he fills up, and obviously, not what he needs, but like, he's filling up the frame.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can, you know, flip them to black and white and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even, like, look on the side here. Look at the fullness on the, come on my wiener there. But that was sagging before. Until the legs are full. Like, that's reasonable. Anyway, don't take it as a criticism. It's just this is exactly what the professional photographers do, is they take the guys from that, they fill out a little bit, and then they zero in on the muscles and the size and a little bit of pizzazz. Yeah, that's better. All right, the psychology of being a bodybuilder. Okay, I'll put some cuts on. So, as a pure bodybuilder, this moment may be the best moment of the entire experience. Better than competition and all that kind of stuff, because it's the work is coming to show itself.
Still, he's always done that shit to me, always.
Look, this guy, the fucking guy just rolls out. I haven't seen the guy in 25 years, and he's still,
he puts me through this shit.
and he still comes in and he still comes in and he smokes it. It's just classic. There's nobody that I know that does it like this. Nobody. And he never fucking complains. He just does it. It's just stupid. Look at the size of this guy. 50 years old. 50 years old and a fucking heart attack.
Yeah, I just might. One of you guys know CPR, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Anybody know CPR in here?
Is that left?
You know you can fucking do the legs.
It's nuts. Honestly, this is more than anything else what I wanted our oldest to see. That's it.
It's even coming out your calf, yeah?
Right? No, it's just like everything. You shoot it in the mirror. You just off the mirror. Shoot this way, right? Okay, yeah, you shooting the reflection this way? No. But yeah, are you shooting so you're seeing that? Okay. So happy. Look at that.
Like I said, the calf.
But that's the fun part, like. to be able to do to be able to get here through gummy bears. That's pretty cool, hey? It was which I have to figure out and see which one in the marketplace, but it's a particular I don't know what they are. Fruit says ingredients. First one is fruit or something. But actually, they work really well because they have lots of gelatin. So if I hammer the bag the night before, I poop really well in the morning too, because it just kind of flushes it out, right? All the tricks of the natural bodybuilder. All right, we'll go again. Thank you. What do you want? You want the left hand on the wrist or what? I know, okay. You want? Ready? 2 more. 1 more, safe. Go. That's good. Good here. That's good. Fucking hell. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna need some gummy bears. Not those kind of gummy bears. That's awesome. We'll do one more here, and one more exercise in chest, and we're done. Is that okay? Yeah. So yeah, this is, like at this particular point, if I was walking the dog, Rio would be back there, I'd be here, and he'd still be back there. If today is December 17th, I think, I've gone over this piece of trail so many times with him. I actually had the walk along this trail as part of the cardio, which really was pretty limited, but it was, you know, the kind of 1 hour a day. But you can see now the wind picking up. I think there's a 50-50, or it's probably tipped in favor of having a crack at the Olympia again with a full, you know, close to 18 months of pure bodybuilding training under the belt again, and you know, with the goal to be significantly better regardless of the outcome, but just relative to others, but significantly better than in the crash course campaign just recently. For those that haven't seen that before, that's a farmer blow. It takes some skill to do that without getting out of your jacket. The other thing would be just, I don't know, the opening of the conversation, or the echo chamber, I guess, around all this stuff through the eventual release of this documentary, so that it's not just some campaign that I did with Jeff and a small group of people. So, you know, guys like Mike and Sean, you know, they can build off of this, and we can get tucked in to support, you know, their campaigns and anyone else that kind of trying to figure out how they pursue athletics, like, you know, for their whole lifetime, so that people that are young can start to think of themselves as a piece of that pipeline, and that, you know, they'll blaze a trail in a way for the next crew, and it just kind of gets passed on. If we want to go in the bush on the way down, or yeah, we can go down. Let's hang out right here. It's like Sleepy Hollow. It's a bit shitty here because this is where it really feels like I would be walking, I'd be listening for Rio's caller. Yeah, I'm just kind of piecing this together for the first time. That he was part of it, and then kind of helped me get right, literally, to 24 hours before. And then I guess, without being emotional, but good I got the glasses on, but he gave me a reason to believe I could do it without him. And there's a lot of mixed emotions about what's gone on, the you know, whatever success, the failure, you know, missed expectations, learnings. They're all kind of cliche things, but there's a lot to process. And I think this is the first time I'm really kind of thinking through it. And the way I'm rambling is pretty much the echo chamber conversation I would have non-stop when I come to this place. Like, I'm not walking and looking at the leaves and the trees, and which maybe is something I should do more, but almost like cathartic to be able to just ramble like this for a reason, you know, to get it out. But it feels probably more comfortable than I would have thought. But kind of gets me thinking a little bit about that conversation where I was asked, you know, would you do this stuff, or could you do the show without, you know, the support from others, or on your own, or whatever. Weird. All this time, all these walks, all the support, all the relationships, the people, everything, and here we are, kind of, in my mind, talking about the future. Anyway, if you'd, you know, to put a recorder in my head all those times, this is what you would have heard. Probably less eloquently, and this wasn't even that good, but just that ramble, it's just crazy. Appreciate it, and guess we'll see how this all plays out in terms of the conversation getting out there and others joining in. So, campaign on.
Oh, come on! King!